In exercise 17, it says, C. Cindy owns Candy Love. She makes homemade chocolates. Her markup percentage on her chocolates is 43%. So now every time when there's a sale, you will use the 43% in the cost price formula. These are her duplicate receipt details for January 20, but they didn't specify which year, so I just assumed it's January 2020. Okay, so quickly go and give your CRJ a heading. It's the CRJ of Candy Love for January 2020. January is the first month of the year, so it's CRJ number 1. The first transaction was on the 1st. It said receipt number 7 to Sweet Tooth for chocolates, 215 Rand and 50 cents. So it will be receipt number 7 on the 1st to Sweet Tooth. We received 215 Rand 50 cents. It's the only transaction for the day, so put it in your bank immediately. And it was for a sale, so write it in the sales column. And then you calculate your cost of sales doing this. And write your answer in the cost of sales column. The next transaction was on the 3rd, but there are 2 transactions on the 3rd, so this will affect when we bank our analysis of receipts column. We issued a receipt to J. Smith for caramel-filled chocolates, 205 Rand. So it will be receipt number 8. On the 3rd to J. Smith, we received 205 Rand from him, but it's not the last transaction for the day, so we don't bank yet. Skip the bank column and indicate that it was for a sale. Calculate your cost of sales. And write your answer in the cost of sales column. Then also on the 3rd, we issued a receipt to the tuck shop for chocolates for 150 Rand. So it will be receipt number 9. You don't have to write a number 3 again because it's still on the same day. The details is the tuck shop who paid us 150 Rand. Okay, and now we can cash up our till by adding these 2 values together and banking the total of 355 Rand. Then you have to specify what we received the 150 Rand for. It was for sales, and then you have to calculate your cost of sales. And write your answer in the cost of sales column. The next transaction was on the 5th. We issued a receipt to Mug and Bean for chocolate spoons, 300 Rand. Once again, there's another transaction on the 5th, so it will look like this. Receipt number 10 on the 5th. Customer is Mug and Bean. We received 300 Rand from them, but it's not the last transaction for the day, so skip bank, write the value in sales, and calculate cost of sales. And write your answer in the cost of sales column. Then, also on the 5th, we had cash sales according to the CRR, 1,200 Rand. If it's a CRR transaction, then the document is just CRR. It's still on the 5th, so don't write anything in the date column. Cash sales always have sales in the details column. The total value of the CRR was 1,200 Rand. And then because this is the last transaction for the day, you can draw a line underneath the 1,200 Rand, add these 2 values together and bank the total 1,500 Rand. Then you have to specify what we received the 1,200 Rand for sales. Calculate your cost of sales. And write your answer in the cost of sales column. On the 13th, see Cindy increased her capital contribution by 500 Rand. We will issue her a receipt, number 11. On the 13th, see Cindy, 500 Rand. It's the only transaction for the day, so put it in the bank. But it was not a sale, so you don't write anything in the sales or the cost of sales columns. It was capital received by the owner, so it goes to sundry accounts. Then on the 19th, we issued a receipt to F. Bayers for chocolate molds, 155 Rand. Now, just like the previous exercise, molds has a markup of 25%, which is different to the markup of chocolates. So this will affect our cost price calculation. Be careful. We issued a receipt, so it will be receipt number 12. On the 19th, the customer is F. Bayers, who paid us 155 Rand. You put the value in bank and in sales. And now when you calculate your cost of sales, it will look like this. And you write the answer in your cost of sales column. Then on the 21st, we issued a receipt to the Holiday Inn for pillow chocolates, 1,200 Rand. So it's a receipt number 13. On the 21st, the customer is the Holiday Inn. We received 1,200 Rand from them, and it's the only transaction for the day, so put the money in your bank. We received the money for a sale, but now I hope you've noticed that we already had a sale with a value of 1,200 Rand, and we calculated the cost of sales as 839 Rand 16 cents. So the cost of sales here doesn't need to be calculated. You can just copy that value. Then on the 28th, we issued a receipt to R. Sims for chocolate molds, 1,100 Rand. And I've highlighted this in green again because chocolate molds has a markup percentage of 25% as specified on the 19th. So in your CRJ, it will be receipt number 14 on the 28th to R. Sims. 1,100 Rand is how much he paid us. It's the only transaction for the day, so put the money in your bank. We received it for selling chocolate molds, and now when you calculate your cost of sales, you will do it like this. And write your answer in the cost of sales column. We had cash sales according to the CRR for 550 Rand and 50 cents. So in the CRJ, it will be CRR on the 29th. Sales is the details for cash sales. The total value was 550 Rand and 50 cents, which must go to bank and sales. Calculate your cost price. And write the answer here. Then quickly total your columns. Bank has a total of 5,576 Rand. Sales of 5,076 Rand. Cost of sales of 3,676 Rand and 3 cents. And sundry accounts of 500 Rand.